Lincoln Legends Lore and Lagniappe, presented by your Lincoln Parish Museum and Historical Society, celebrating 50 years of community support. Enjoy as our museum director, Rick Godley, takes the time to capture the stories of life in Lincoln Parish from the characters of Lincoln Parish. In this episode, Rick had the opportunity to sit and visit with Coach Wilbert Ellis.
You know, what I'm taking away from you, Coach, is Eddie was genuine. We're going to get to Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones, genuine, but at the same time, for the sake of those watching 2025, it wasn't easy to walk that walk and to stay in that lane, was it? I mean,
no. I mean, it's just because if they didn't see it, they heard of it. And it was tough times. There was times that you had to be here, and there are times that you weren't supposed to be here. There were times you had to walk this way, and there are times you wasn't supposed to be on the walk. But you had to have, you couldn't ball and get tight every time. Mm-hmm. And how do you do that? It's nothing easy. You got to hear it every day. My dad, when we would go to the movie, my dad would tell us certain things we had to do. He said, I don't care what happens, you have to do it this way. And if you're not sure that you want to be that way, there is a process. He didn't use the word process, but that's what it was, right. The way he said it.
The word that comes to me is an understanding. You know, I think there is even a scripture who understood the times and knew what they should do. Meaning, and you even alluded to it as well, this is what we do in this situation, and this is what we don't do in that situation, with the understanding that now may not be the time for what needs to be done, but it's coming.
It's coming.
And it came. And and again, not only having to hear it, you had to see it in Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones. You had to see it in Eddie Robinson. Right. You had to see it in your father and the behavior. And so that's the pattern.
And you know, and you gotta be a believer, and you gotta have faith that what they are saying is what will work for you, because they have exposed something different, or their pattern had to be this way because you need to try to survive through the process.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right, you brought up Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones.
Oh, man.
Why don't I just leave the room for about an hour and let you talk about, describe this individual, because that's what these stories are for, is to help everybody today and into the future that no, life may not be easy, but when you look at other people that have gone before us and what they had to endure and how they instilled character in generations and created legacies, not for themselves, but legacies for those whom they led. Ralph Waldo Emerson Jones, when did you first meet him? You remember that first day, or did his reputation precede him? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I first met Prez in the 50s. That's the first time I met him. And he just said, hi, how you doing today? Are you doing all right, young man? Young? Yes, sir. So, all right, keep the good work up. What you want to be? He might say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know the place to come, Grambling. And he's going to ask how you doing in school. President Jones was a caring man. Mr. Adam, when he brought him there in 1926, Mr. Adam was the founder. But after he got to a certain point in his administration, he needed help. And he was looking for someone that could really do, add to, bring to, lift up, fly on. And he found this man, Ralph Waldo Emerson, John 26. I don't know anything about that. But I know one thing, the history shows.
Right.
And prayers, founding football and all these things. He founded all that. He built this and he built that. He written a school song. He did all of that. He was so talented. He was in math and all of that and science. But he had sport in his mind because he played baseball in the old Negro League, like baseball, semi-pro ball throughout the country, Mississippi and Louisiana. And he had people cared about him. His dad was a dean at Southern University. And he just wanted to build. He was a builder.
I'm sorry.
But then I said that when I got out of high school in 55, 56, I said the one thing I wanted to do was go to Graham. Miss Robinson, she was a great motivator. She was a great salesman. She was an English teacher. And she had been motivated by Eddie Robinson. They was sweethearts. And they had a love for each other.
Thank you for watching Lincoln Legends Lore and Lagniappe, presented by your Lincoln Parish Museum and Historical Society, celebrating 50 years of community support. Please follow us on Facebook for all future events as we celebrate our 50th anniversary this year. Thank you once again for your contributions of support. This has been a Godleyworks for Nonprofits production in association with Rick Godley's ATL Features. ATL stands for All Things Local. ATL also stands for All Things Lincoln.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Good night.